It's Studio Amped Offstage, Season 11, and tonight's program features these guys, the Red Clay Strays, who hail from Baldwin County, Mobile area, and we're just delighted to be presenting their show tonight. Can you talk to us a little bit about the style of music that you all do? What is your sound? How would you describe that?
Southern rock and country, pretty much, and a little bit of Americana, I would say. We just pretty much play whatever we feel. We don't want to be classified in a certain genre. We just, play whatever comes to our hearts when we're trying to write music.
And I certainly understand that, but Americana, a lot of influences. You build on the works of the giants of the past, but also some contemporary artists. So can you describe some of those influences?
Yeah, people like Sturgill Simpson, Jason Isbell, Nathaniel. Yeah, Chris Stapleton's huge for us. Part of my writing is his melodies, and a lot of that has to do with.
We rip off Chris Stapleton all the time.
Yeah, we rip off Chris Stapleton all the time. Yeah,
Sturgill
we
appreciate it.
Yeah, we just play what's real, man. Just something straight from the heart, and that's a lot of what those guys are doing today. So.
And yet it's a collaboration with all of you working on songs. Can you talk about the songwriting process and maybe also talk about works in progress as we record this? I believe you all are in the studio, but maybe let me just ask you about how your music comes together, how you work together to create songs.
Well, usually Drew writes a song or my brother writes a song, and most of the time it'll have a melody with it, and we get together, and Drew will play it by himself on the guitar and present it to us, and then we all just sit around in a room and come up with parts to go along with it. And sometimes we'll spend 4 hours on a song, and then sometimes we work it up in 30 minutes. It just depends on what direction we want to take the song and how it feels. And then we'll play it over and over again, and we'll stop mid-song or 30 seconds into the song and stop if we hear something wrong or hear something we want to try. And we just play it over and over and over again until we think it's right.
And how does it work in the studio? Do you pretty much polish it before you get there, or do you work it up in the studio? And tell me a little bit about that process, what you're working on.
Well, a lot of it, we try to polish it the best we can before we get in the studio, try to work out certain parts that don't clash. But when we get in the studio, there's a lot of work to that too, and there's a lot of polishing that goes on in that. So that's mostly where that's polished at. That's where we're getting a lot of our finalized stuff, so.
Well, we are delighted to be presenting the program tonight on our Studio Amp series on WSRE, but I would imagine there are other ways that folks can hear your music, website or other releases, and I would imagine that you folks are touring all through the region at any given time. Can you talk to me just a little bit about other outlets for your music, especially online?
Well, we have an EP, kind of a demo that we worked up with the guy named Anthony Crawford, the Admiral Bean Sessions, on our website, www.redclaystrays.com. But that's about all you can hear it at right now. We're just making sure we're ready to put something out before, it's ready. We don't want to put it out prematurely,
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. We're thrilled to have you on Studio Amped, Season 11 of our concert series, original music played by regional bands. And tonight, it's the Red Clay Strays.